Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at 3 stocks that you've never heard of that are undervalued. And this, I don't think this is a clickbait title or anything like that, because these stocks are pretty not heard of. So I would be surprised if like more than 5% of you have heard of any of these or most of these stocks. But first of all, let's just dive right into it, right? So Fabrinet is the first stock we're going to be looking at. So let's look at the charts. That's always what I like to do when I look at a stock for the first time. 1 year, 44%. That's pretty good. 5 year, okay, 380%. Let's take a peek at the all-time. Yes, this is a good performing stock. Certainly over the last, since 2014, this thing has gone up a lot. I can't even do that math off my head. 20, not quite 20, 15x'd. You know, that's a little bit better. 10x'd since 2014-ish. So yeah, no, this stock's done phenomenal. Also, PE ratio is not particularly high. I have it pulled up on Schwab here. PE ratio is 29, or just under 30. Forward PE is 24. So you could argue, well, it's not super undervalued because, you know, it's actually 2 PE over the S&P 500 average, which is technically true. But it's also done 3 times better than the S&P 500 the last 5 years, and way more than the S&P 500 over the last 10 years. So this is a stock that's valued roughly at the same amount as the S&P 500 and has tripled the performance. Now, does that mean it's necessarily going to do that in the future? Of course not, right? Anything could happen. This stock's, let's look at the market cap. Market cap is smaller. It's just under 9, but that's not something to be concerned about. Usually I get a little bit iffy about stocks that are under 5, but there may be an exception in this video, so not too much lower, but under 5 billion. That's just, you don't really know. Things get more complicated under 5 billion. In my personal opinion, we can dive into that in a different video. But what does Fabrinet do? Fabrinet provides optical packaging and precision optical, electromechanical, and electronic manufacturing services in North America. Right, company offers a range of advanced optical, electromechanical capabilities in the manufacturing process, including design, engineering, supply chain management. So they do a bunch of different stuff in that sort of sphere, right? So if that's something you're interested in, I personally like it. I think it's pretty good. Also, by the way, I own all 3 of these stocks in varying degrees, but I do own all of them. So all 3 that we're going to be getting into. Yeah, you should do more research into exactly what this means, right, if you want to buy the stock. But this is just an outline. Let's look quick at what some people think. Schwab thinks it's going to do a little bit below average. I disagree. Generally, they don't take a whole lot of look at smaller cap stocks anyways. And that's really, there's a lot less ratings on it. There's their ESG score if you care about that. We're not going to dive super deep into earnings. So that is stock number 1. Now, awesome editor transition right here as I type in the next one. Right? That was a joke, by the way. I don't edit videos yet. I literally have 2 subscribers at the filming of this video. So if you like, subscribe. That'd be awesome. Adcore. It's probably easier to pull up chart on here. I find messed it up. KR. I find I like just their Yahoo's chart way better. I don't like Schwab's. So 5 year looks okay. You know, that's meh, right? It's actually performed really well. It's just gone up a little bit. If you take that 5 year from 2020 till 2024, so I guess more like 4 year, right? But even the 5 year 180%, that's still more than the S&P 500. But this is when it starts to get interesting. PE ratio of 6. That's insane. What about their forward PE ratio? Is it even lower? It's probably a bit higher, right? I'm pretty sure. Why is it taking forever to load? This is embarrassing. Maybe reload the page. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's actually lower. So they're really projected to go flat, but I think, well, I guess shrink a little bit, right? But compared to what these earnings look like. But basically what happened, what Adcore mainly does is they do solar panel stuff, and they just did phenomenally well, clearly, because you see that insane run up over the last 5 years. They ran up, like I said, they ran from 30 to, 180, 190. So I mean, that is insane. That's more than that's about 6xing in 4 years, and clearly we're at 80 now, so it's only up 180%. But they also pay a dividend as well. It was when it was up here, when it was twice as much, it was a little bit less significant. But even now, it's paying a 1.5% dividend, right? Here, let's look about a bit of what they do, just to make sure. Electrical, mechanical, safety, infrastructure, products. And really, it doesn't get into it too much here. But reading their earnings statements and such, mainly a lot of what they do does have to do with solar panels. So that's where a lot of the growth has been. But they are in many other areas as well, although they make up a smaller portion of it. So that's why I think this stock is undervalued. I don't think many, so $3 billion market cap, a little bit lower than I like, right? But when I bought it, yeah, unfortunately I bought it up here. Although it was actually a really small percentage of my portfolio. It was actually one of the lowest I've ever bought a stock at, right? I've ever put into it, because I'm like, I don't know, it might go down. It did. So currently I'm DCAing in, but if you've never heard of the stock, maybe a good time to get low. Of course, do your own research and all these. But I mean, 58 when it's projected to go flat. I mean, there's very, 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 very few opportunities you can buy for that. I mean, you can't even get Intel at PE that low, right? Sorry, if not to offend any of you PE owners or PE owners, Intel owners, geez. So, and they just started paying that dividend too. Anyways, this is a stock I like. I like what they do. I don't have much solar panel exposure and electronic, that sort of thing, right? They do some other infrastructure stuff too, which I just don't own a lot of that, so that's why I like it. Let's look at a third and final stock, and this is actually my favorite one. Insights Enterprises. They do a lot more, if I understand correctly, of the software side of things. Insight together with the subsidiaries, information technology, so IT, right? Hardware, software, and other stuff. So they do some hardware stuff, but mainly their software stuff, so there's a lot. They do some AI stuff as well. So this is an AI stock you can get with a market cap of $7 billion, right? 5-year, 300%. So this, at the PE of the S&P 500, you can get a stock that has done nearly triple the S&P 500 performance, right? Let's look at VFIEX. That's what I like to look at. It's basically the same thing, right? Over the last 5 years, 93%. This has gone up 3 times that amount, right? Over the last 5 years, and has the same PE ratio. Now, it's a smaller company, maybe a little bit more risk there. Let's look at the all-time chart. Just insane, right? Just insane. 20, right? So I was trying to like hold and do it with the other one. That's not going to work. 10x over the last 5 years. And its PE is 27. Insane. And a good tech stock. Where can, like, how, there's so few examples of this. And how I found it, I basically just put in a bunch of, I screened for it, right? And I may dive into how to do that in a future video so you can find golden gems like this. I'm doing pretty well in the stock. I bought about a year ago. Unfortunately, I didn't find it any sooner. But let's look a little bit more. PE and forward PE and all that. Yeah, 20 forward PE for a stock that has 10x over the last 10 years. Think about that. Insane. They've missed slightly on some, but they also beat dramatically there too. They're obviously projected to grow. So this isn't like an Atcore where it has been shrinking or taking a step back. So there's no risk with that there. They do data, software, AI stuff as well. So if they hit, imagine if this company actually hit a home run using AI at 8 billion market cap, or 7 billion, not even 8 billion. Just think about that. So, yeah, I'm not going to go super in depth into any of these. If you guys like this video and you want me to go more in depth into any of these stocks specifically, I'm going to try to do some deep dives into stocks, like closer to hour-long videos. I did one on TSM if you're interested in that. The issue is, at least so far, no one's really watched that. And if I'm going to make a 10-minute video that people, will watch a decent amount, and people are going to watch the same amount of the hour-long one, I would prefer to just do the 10-minute one, right? But if people do like that, I will do that. But anyways, so if you want more videos like this, leave a like and subscribe and things. That's how the algorithm knows that you enjoyed it, other than watching and clicking on the video. So, and, it helps the channel grow. As of the recording of this, I currently have 2 subscribers. So, And I like talking about stocks, all that sort of thing. So if you learn something in this, I encourage you to do more research into each individual of these stocks, right? Don't just take one person's word for it, look at your own. But these are great companies. I personally own all of them to varying amounts of capital, right? But anyways, I think I've rambled on long enough. Like I said, if you do like the video, please leave it a like. It helps me a lot. So, but anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I'll catch you next time. See ya.